officials in the White House, unless those that are tagged as top secret or whatever, they're under scrutiny. This is how we found out in certain days that government employees, especially in the White House, were downloading pictures of things they shouldn't be seeing while they're on the job or anywhere else for that matter. And so the government, high-ranking officials of the government, they want to know everything that you're doing. But they say and send a message to the American people, you don't have a right to see what we're doing. Now, if I were, and you know me, I'm always going to look at the spiritual aspect of this and the spiritual nature, because this is a spiritual idea. Mystery. I mean, we can stop right there. Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, abominations of the earth. Mystery Babylon, by her very nature, does not reveal what she does. She hides. She is occulted. She is in secret. I mean, this is why all these books here have been written, Morals and Dogma. You read 800 some odd pages of Morals and Dogma thinking that you're going to find the secret of Masonry. You'll never find it because they hid it. It's occulted. It's secret. They don't want you to know. I mean, it's like the government is run by Freemasons. In the front of Morals and Dogma, written by Fat Albert Pike, he was the original Fat Albert. Esoteric book is what it says in the front. Esoteric book, which means we don't want anybody to read this. This is for only a very select few people. That sounds like the email accounts in Washington, D.C. Esoteric book for Scottish Rite use only, to be returned upon withdrawal or death of recipient. In other words, nobody really should know or read what's inside this book. And apparently some Mason's widow didn't do her job, and she, instead of turning in her husband's Masonic stuff, she went to the bookstore with it. But anyway, I mean, that's the idea behind it. It is Mystery Babylon the Great, because anytime we have a situation where people with power are running secret programs, secret ideas, having secret meetings like the Bilderberg and things like that, anytime that happens, stinks to be a citizen, stinks to be a normal human being, because everything they're planning has nothing to do with your benefit. It has everything to do with their power, their continuity, their money, and everything that goes along with the government. That's what it's all about. And so there is a spirit that is running this. Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And she's all about keeping secrets. And this is the world we live in. So while she wants to, I mean, let's think about this for a minute, okay? Let's see here. The Roman Catholic Church told everybody for several, 15, whatever, 100 years, that you as a human being have no right to know what God really said. I mean, we're not, for most of that time, Rome did not print Bibles. They did not publish Bibles for everybody to know and read the Bible. And when the Bible was read in a lot of Catholic churches, it was read in the original Latin. They didn't want anybody to know what the Bible said. So they kept their secrets from everyone. They kept the secret of the truth from everybody. All the while forcing their people to reveal all of their secrets. You follow me so far? The priest goes in the booth. The other guy goes in the booth, sits down, little thing comes open. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. What have you done, my son? Well, I've done this and I've done that. Is that all? Well, no. Tell me more. And the priest then, because, I mean, they say, now, he's not supposed to know who that is. Are you kidding me? The priest then knows everything there is to know about this guy because, watch this now, he volunteered it. And you went on Facebook, you told Google where you were, you told Facebook where you were, you told them you took vacation pictures, you posted them. I did that. Anyway, you did all of these things. You volunteered the information. And then did not demand the same from the people who had the information. I mean, nobody walks into a Roman Catholic confessional booth and the priest says, tell me what you did, son. And the guy goes, you first. Tell me what you did. See, it doesn't work that way, does it? It's Mystery Babylon the Great. the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. But anyway, let's look at some of the other scriptural ideas behind this. And again, I covered some of this in the video, The All-Seeing Eye, Surveillance Society, and the New World Order, because this is going to. Because knowledge is power. We're going to deal with themes like that. We're also going to deal with the symbolism of what this Prism, why they chose this particular name for this program. First of all, let's go to Scriptures. Let's get an idea of the conspiracy behind the theories. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, Number 1, I will ascend into heaven. Number 2, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Number 3, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Number 4, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. And number 5, look at these words here. 7 words, by the way. I will be like the Most High. Now, the idea is that Satan, Lucifer, is not a creator. He is a created being. God is the creator, the Most High. Lucifer wants to be like the Most High, wants to sit on the Most High's chair. Must be a really, really nice chair. Wants to sit in his chair, wants to rule over the universe, wants to do everything that God can do. His problem is he can't see everything. What are the attributes of God? And one in particular we're going to see from the Scriptures. The attributes of God: He's all-knowing. He's all-seeing. He is omnipotent, which means He is all-powerful. He can do anything. He cannot fail, and this, and that, and the other. So some people ask the question, can God create an object that cannot be moved? Anyway, but God has all of these attributes. The devil, he's got a few. He's got a limited amount of power that he has. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. So God is limitless, Satan is limited. But he wants to be like the Most High. And in this regards, one of the aspects of the Most High is that the Most High can see everything that's going on. Take a look at the Bible. 2 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show Himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward Him. Proverbs 5:21. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord, and He pondereth all His goings. Which basically means that God can see what every man is doing all of the time. I mean, I was told that as a child. God's watching you. God can see you. God knows what you're doing. And I'm going, He does? Yeah, He does. Well, my mom and dad were right. God sees every man and every man's ways completely, and there is nothing hid from the eyes of our God. He sees everything. Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. You look at Proverbs 15:3 again. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, which means God can see everything that man does. Think of Jonah. What did Jonah try to do? I'm going to run and hide from God where He can't find me. That didn't work, because whether Jonah was up in heaven or in the lowest hell, God could see him. Everything is naked and bare before God. He can see everything. He can even see what's inside our brains. There's one aspect of this NSA program that is particularly interesting, and I'm not going to talk about it much in this, but one of the aspects of this is the fact that the government now, with their algorithms and their supercomputers and everything that they have collected together, they build up a dossier on an individual, and then while the individual sits down at his computer and begins to type, it's almost like the government can finish it for. You say, ooh, that's eerie, because when I sit down to Google and I type in something, it's like words pop up, and I'm going, that's exactly what I was looking for. See how it works? There's a system being created to aid Lucifer, because he can't see everything. He doesn't have eyes that are in every place. Yet, But that's what's being worked on. And so he wants to be like the Most High. He wants to have that power. And since he doesn't have it dwelling in him, it must be created artificially. Because after all, and take a look at this graphic from the Information Awareness Office, part of DARPA, the Defense Agency something, anyway, it's part of the National Defense Program. Scientia est potentia is what it says. And we have this all-seeing eye in the pyramid. I want you to look at the symbolism here. Notice the light rays coming out of the all-seeing eye shining on the earth. And scientia est potentia. Here's what that means. Knowledge is power. They want to have power over everybody, so they must have knowledge. If Google can, as you lay your fingers on a keyboard, or this, if Google can figure out what it is that you're wanting and what it is you're searching for, don't you think that the government has the ability with their computers to anticipate what you're going to do next? Because human behavior, for the most part, is predictable. Did you ever see The Matrix? Not just the first one, all three of them. In the second Matrix movie, you find a guy called, "Hello, Neo. I am the architect. I created the Matrix." The architect. That's a Masonic name for God. Okay? The architect created this computer-generated fantasy that Neo and all these other people lived in. And it had all these monitors all around surrounding Neo. And as the architect would say something or ask him a question, all of these monitors came to life with pictures of Neo and all of his many thousands of possible responses to the stimuli that was being sent to him. Neo perceives that these computers have the ability, or the architect and his software has the ability, to pretty much figure out every possible course and everything that he is going to do. Very, very interesting. Because if not now, probably tomorrow at 2:30 in the afternoon, the government will have the ability, as it learns more and more about us, to be able to determine what it is that we're doing or what will happen to us. Now I want to stop right here for a minute. I want to talk about this. I want you to understand the spiritual nature of this, because I think it's very, very important. The occult nature of this. This is not just non-spiritual, has nothing to do with religious ideas or occult things, a government program run by evil people. Remember, evil people have a lord over them. I'll show you a verse that says that in a little bit. So this is not just some humanistic thing. This actually has basis in spiritual reality. Let me tell you a little bit about a god by the name of Apollo. By the way, Apollo is one of the hybrid gods. His father was a god, his mother was a human woman. Think about that and all the things we've learned and all the information we've compiled over the last several years on this thing. He's a picture of the Antichrist. But Apollo, watch this now, is the god of prophecy. He's the god that's